Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today's edition of No Blueprint, No Ratings is because there's nothing to discuss, you guys. I don't know if this is a scheme set up by production, a scheme set up by Todd, a scheme set up by Carlos King to bring y'all the BS of it all. But there's no LAMH ratings, y'all. It's like they took a hiatus from the show and thought they were going to retain what they were averaging for the show, which still was lower since Mel left, by the way. And then said, you know what, we're going to take a hiatus too, right? And we're going to come back. And since it's allegedly the quote-unquote #1 show on OWN, everybody's just going to come back. But just like Ready to Love, just like all these other shows that are getting all of these breaks on OWN, you lose your audience, you guys. The purpose of having a show and having multiple seasons is consistency. And if you're not going to be consistent with the number of episodes, and if you're going to be inconsistent with all of these various breaks, the viewing audience is going to start to tune out, especially if they're getting sick of the show to begin with, if they're getting sick of the same narratives of the show to begin with. Anonymous T, where's the ratings, right? The ratings for LAMH have not been posted, have not been available since they returned on November 15th. That is the last recorded and reported ratings. And it can only mean a couple of things. I believe the ratings for that was 200,000 views, you guys. And Bell Collective had an abysmal views. I think their last ratings was like 113,000, and they ranked it like 242nd in the ratings. So that tells me right then and there a couple of things. One of a couple of things as to still as of Friday, December 5th, y'all. Because I purposefully waited because depending on Friday and Saturday night shows, the ratings can be available as early as Tuesday or Wednesday, you guys. It is into the wee hours of the night, y'all. And it is early Friday morning, depending on where some of y'all are at in the world, right? It is early Friday somewhere, or late Friday somewhere, or sometime in the morning somewhere in Friday, depending on where y'all at in the world. You know what I'm saying? And there's still no ratings. It never takes this long for us to get to the ratings. So why is that, you guys? Is it because the ratings are too low to report? Is it because the ratings are not even making the top 250 or top 300 shows to be watched for that particular day and time slot? Or just that day and all for all cable TV programming? Like, what are we saying? What are we doing? Like, I understand the NBA is back. I understand college football is back. And I understand this past weekend was rivalry weekend. But still, that's not an excuse. That is not excuse. Like, what are we doing? What happened to Tasha's Tuesday extravaganza to talk about, whatever, talk about the show and everything else and help promote the show? Why isn't the cast promoting the show? How many episodes are left after this latest hiatus? There's more promotion for this OWN for the holiday special than there is for the actual show that is allegedly still airing on Saturday nights. But you're trying to tell me a few episodes have been back, a few episodes have returned, and there is only one documented ratings on November 15th is unacceptable, you guys. It's absolutely unacceptable. And I already told y'all that Carlos King has said recently that there's going to be more breaks in store for LAMH. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's giving, that the reason you guys were able to get so many episodes in advance and booked for OWN was because of Melody Cherie Rogers, because they knew Melody Cherie Rogers was going to put it all on the floor. She was going to put it all on the floor. She wasn't going to care what you thought about her, how it came across. She was going to give you reality TV. She was going to give you authenticity. No matter how raw, no matter how uncut, and these people could not handle it because these people care too much about what people are saying on the internet. But now people are saying nothing on the internet because you're giving us nothing. Nobody cares about these same regurgitated storylines. Nobody cares now that all that hooting and hollering that Nell was doing the previous season about how bad a friend Mel is all of a sudden, and that, she ditched her mom that was, in severe illness and everything else to tend to Mel when Mel never asked her to, only for you to be the season pariah. And then the cast really not wanting to discuss Martell's interview with the plane, train, and automobiles and everything else, and who was hooking up with who and who was doing what with who. But now all of a sudden you bring back Tisha's mom to bring on to the nonsense. Because how can you go through a season and not discuss anything and not do anything? Make it make sense. That was never going to be a recipe for success. And y'all trying to do this shutdown mode anytime somebody brings up the interview. And even Tasha's mom is saying, listen, look at here. Like, we're not about to do this. We're not about to do this to where y'all going to sit here and act Stevie Wonder to it all. Y'all going to sit here and act Ray Charles to it all. And y'all gonna make Nell your storyline, of all people? And then furthermore, y'all are going to make Trish and Ken the marquee of Love and Marriage Huntsville? And give them all the screen time? But we saw that previously when they introduced us to Trish and Ken. Because it was all about then, the Martell of it all, and whether Martell and Trish had something going on. And whether or not it was around the time he was still married to Mel. See, all of these things was always tying back to Mel. Y'all wasted season 9 trying to come for Mel supporters and the Melameters. And trying to make them the scapegoat for all of y'all issues. And now that there is no more Mel, right? Y'all got to turn on each other. But the problem is, y'all don't want to dig in and tell us something real and authentic to connect with the viewers after all of these seasons. And as a result, people have tuned out. People don't care, and people will just wait for the clips to upload on one of these blog sites on the Instagrammies to see what took place. And then they drag it in the comments, and they're like, see, this is why I don't need to tune into the show. This is why I don't need to see the show. Because it's obvious, it's clear as day, that they brought back Tisha's mom to try to, shake something. To try to make something shake, to try to make something have motion, but there's still no reported ratings. So what motion was there? And then Carlos King remembered that he had cast members on a show that's currently airing on OWN to try to bring back to his show on Mondays. But even that came and went. You blinked and you missed Kimmy, right? But he's too concerned about what is happening over at Bravo. He is too concerned with the Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker divorce of it all. And you can't tell me it's a little bit snarky on his part, considering him and Kandi have fallen out. Now you're doing wall-to-wall coverage. You're having Ebony Williams on now to do legal analysis on Candy's divorce. No. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? And that's what I'm saying. You are so obsessed with Bravo. If you want a job back there, just say that. If you want to EP a show back at Bravo, just say that. Don't give me the rigmarole at whatever that OWN event was the other day. Because you are pressed and obsessed with all things Bravo. And you get mad when people tell you to focus on your own shows. But the problem is the own shows that you should be focusing on are not even registering ratings, are not even registering views, are not registering interest. And to me, that OWN event meant nothing if there's people that was at the event, such as Greenleaf stars, and the show is currently not even airing. So, and then you are supposed to allegedly be making a splash with Bell Collective, and they're not even on the invite list. And again, what happened to bringing, the Love and Marriage franchise, all these spin-offs, and nobody from Love and Marriage Detroit, nobody from Love and Marriage DC? It is suspect. What is really going on at the OWN network, y'all? What is the tea? Because you can have all of these holiday gatherings, you can have all of these networking opportunities, and previously Carlos King was promoting the Scots at that NAACP event, but what does it all mean if it is not translating to people tuning in to the actual show? Y'all did all that promo at the beginning, right? When the show came back in July, right? And it's crickets again. It is absolute crickets. There is more publicity, like I said, for OWN for the holidays than there is for the current shows airing on OWN, which would include LAMH, which would include there not being any ratings. So is it not being reported on purpose, or are the ratings not high enough to even register on the list of cable shows airing on that same day and everything else to be reported? Let's get into it, you guys. Normally, Carlos King by now would have put out, these are the linear ratings. These are, 1.3 million have watched the show over X, Y, and Z. You still can't get 1 million views for a show of Love and Marriage Huntsville for an episode since Melody Cherie. That was your highest episode. Those numbers are nowhere near anymore. But none of the last y'all, like that's it, that's all for this video. Because again, there was no ratings to report. There was no ratings to discuss. There was nothing on the ratings since November 15th, 2025, which was the episode that the show came back from hiatus. And what is the take on that? What is the truth on that? What is the reason? What is the rationale for that, y'all? So there's that. That is it. That is all. Es todos, es final, es finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.